snowman? I smell carrots. So, November is National Novel Writing Month, and if you participate, the goal is to write 50,000 words in 30 days. And I participated this year, and in order to do that, the story that came out was a different chapter for each day, different voice for each day. It began with a voice telling a basic generic population that there are only 30 days left. Each day that you encounter another character after that, you meet someone experiencing dissolving society. People coming to the point where they don't care what they do because there's only 30 days left. People who are afraid. People who run into the forest for sanctuary. That's who we meet here on 17 days. Probably one of the worst things that has happened so far is that people started having conversations with imaginary characters and people who aren't there, and soon situations that you never really get to be in become the kind of thing that you play back in your mind all the time, acting things out in a different way, hoping for a different outcome. I ain't the same, no, 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 no. It isn't something the city seems to smell strange, but after you're there a while, I don't really know how to describe pants, but sailors used to come into that port. I beg your pardon, plagiarist, how can you not see where the sounds come from? After a stubbed toe, they'll still ask for twice the lethal amount owed. Might not be as bad as bad medicine. Bad medicine is what I need. Check it up. What if it's not really the end, and they're just trying to scare everyone even worse than they were before, and it's all just a trap to think that what we do doesn't matter more than words is all I ever needed you to say. And even if you don't miss the radio, which I do, the songs are still there more than books. Bam, bam, there it goes. Yeah, get you some. Pop, 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 pop. Poorly. Though the celebration of fireworks in times when bombs kaboom, kabop, bop, 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 and oh my God, it's happening to me too. This is like Pontypool, but Pride's a pilgrim's thing, and I never wanted to be associated with them, but sometimes people look at you, and you want to stop the train of thought and say something to them, but there's a look, and all I want to do is make love to you. But you're not there, and I'm not there, and I don't know what I means anymore in a world that's allowing itself to fall apart right beside all the flowers. There is still something beautiful, and it's not my fault if you don't see that popcorn plugs your nose, and in memory flash, you're shooting raisins from your nose at Grandma's house because there is nothing better to do until cousins could catch something in a bucket from a rooftop, and there's nothing meant to be. To be alone with you is a bad song, and people are crazy, and no one wants to make eye contact because they're too busy talking, but there's no one there, and I'm here, and you're there, and I can't stop anymore, and there's nothing left to look forward to, and looking back is worthless, only pain and misery. My friend of misery! Can't mistake a voice in this place. A song always wanted to see the birds against the side of the wall. Whoever said, let's stop here and pick up a catalytic converter is dirty. And that's the truth, and I don't tell a lie, and I never have, and I never will again, and I know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Sure you do, son. You couldn't comprehend anything less if I forced it down your throat for that much. Makes me remember that for all the time spent, I can't crack a deicide song or find a bottle of laser or other taken off the market. Testing for the zombie apocalypse seriously, because it's already happening. It's happening to me, has always been slowly. I can feel it in my kidneys, but there are no doctors anymore. No, New York! I can't stop shaking my head, and the repetition is something you never look back on, never look back, just lead me to the truth, and I will follow you with my whole life. How many times can that same sound produce the same raw emotion on one album that there's no one left to talk to and it's worse than pills? It's a channel changer, charged, ka-chow, chirp, chirp, little bird broken against a plane of glass, and we think that we're not going to do the same thing. Dancing with the Stars started making things literal. But no one wanted to listen. They just wanted to watch election polygamists remember to stay calm and never, ever, ever shake your baby. Baby, baby. That could be anything, but it's integrate. And it's just there. It never goes away. Golden fleece like hairpin stripes are rocking my mind right now, thinking, please, please don't exist. And that's how everyone feels really. Get out of my mind. Out of my mind. You nasty thought of the end or judgment. Jared was a good friend. Can't believe the roof he fell off of. Wanderer on hope like a wind upon a flame. It never gets old saying that when the trees like it, it riles them up like a pep rally for the otherwise silent, genuine. Tap, tap, tuck-a-ho, take that to the face. That's right. Rally round the family with a pocket full of shells. Shouting, how can the past ever come back in the back of your mind? Angry language. Like an atmospheric shift, find yourself alone one day in a forest and everything where you've been has crumbled, but the belief is that there must be someone up above saying, come on, you got to get back up, got to keep walking, just keep walking, because there's many more roads to trod, and because them tried to rock your road, just keep walking, and many more miles to go, and talking seems better than silence when you're alone. I don't know. No, I'm not going to say that. Even if I know it, if I think it, I'm not going to say it. Simple. Just keep any word coming out and you have a story to tell, a reason to be alive, and to keep searching through the leaves to find your way into some other territory where some other law than fear governs the state of started sentences. Then just keep going, because sometimes that's just what you have to do to survive. And in this case, that's what happens, because there is the risk of nothing being permanent anymore unless someone writes it that there is no paper where I come from anymore, and there is only this impossible task of keeping constantly speaking one word to the next, because out here it is only what is real that hears me, and that's enough reason to open my mouth, even if you think that I wandered out here without knowing what else to do, because that thought has crossed my mind too. And how do I know I'm not crazy? Pretzels, panic, pretzels, panic, 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 pretzels. There it is again. There it is again. Har, 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 har. Har used to be something sarcastic. I don't know where I am half the time. Same for you. Oh, you could be mine. Nothing. Push-up compulsion compliment the ground for shaping to your rear. Should have taken the pirate flag down a long time ago, maybe, because there is no one here left to pillage and plunder this city, this town, this country is under, over, above, beyond, bailout. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, be-a-run. This is such a sweet, painful memory tree building. B. Which is more natural? None of us. Where you had a clue what he was talking about, that barfing thing. Pause for a moment. And I wasn't born with enough middle fingers, but I'm going to die here all alone. I need to just get used to it. They don't see me. I just keep talking to myself, and moments of clarity slip through every once in a while. Wobbly after how many days, not quite sure. Must be halfway by now. Got to be getting pretty close, and that means the end is out there somewhere, some sanded hilltop or better station suited to a word that doesn't sound or feel nearly as good as what it defines. Late tonight is half an hour in the sound of a door knocking that isn't there. No one is there, and I have to admit that it happened. I got lost in this world. It seems like everything else did too, but being alone is still scary, even though I feel like I deserve it. I didn't think it would come to being something so sudden as the acceptance of the outcome, or the danger, or the desired end. You know good and well, even healthy babies can cry for hours. How is it that things got to that convoluted solution, that the pattern has become by this point a line you should have waited to scratch, because now it's all messed up, which it is. There were still some left, some lost, some look. I don't know what's a bargain. I don't want to bargain for anything else. I want to work for something better, but I think deep down, I believe the leaves will take me in, and the thought that is the first fumble, like what we do. Do you know what you do? I don't know what I'm doing half the time, nor do I think that we need to keep a thought forward, eyes wide open. Free falling, yeah, free falling. Now I'm just confused, and I want to go to sleep. But there isn't going to be a safe window of time or a branch around that thicket of hatred you call your memory. Roar, I'll exhibit A so that you can sit down a while, because it might take a long. Things from him don't always go according to plan, and I think this one he can handle. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, 'cause I'm sure to handle now.